So this is what which has been, practiced as well as, advised by our scriptures like Gita, that is Mahabharat, and many others like Manusmriti, Vidurniti, Shukraniti, etc. So whatever shlokas and whatever sutras I have taken, they are from all these scriptures and they teach us a lot. So let us begin with the Gita. And as we all know, Gita is a treasure of wisdom that Krishna Bhagavan has advised Arjuna. And this advice is not merely for his, Kurukshetra war, but he advises in all the fields of life. Wherever you require some kind of advice, Krishna has given some kind of precepts to Arjuna, and that teaches us a lot. So let us begin. Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangat Tyaktya Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya, as you know, is the name for Arjuna. Siddhya Siddhayo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Yuchyate. Now, as you know, the whole what we say discourse in Gita is about yoga. It is Karma Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga, and all the chapters are discussing about this. Yoga is a kind of balance in your life. Whatever situation you are living, you have to balance your thoughts, balance your your existence, and that is only possible when you have kind of victory over your senses. How you can control yourself, that is the major thrust in Gita. So a number of the ancient Indian classics, including the Bhagavad Gita, Arthasastra, Mahabharata, Vidurniti, Manusmriti and Shukraniti, they all offer valuable insights into the establishment of a skilled labor force and the development of effective leadership. So it is not that yoga is only talking about, as I told you, yoga and dharma and, morals and ethics. Yes, moral and ethics are that. But how you have to use this manual to live a life which is, thinking about the well-being of all. It is not meant for only your selfish aim, but it teaches you to live for others. It teaches you to make the life of the society better. The incorporation of greatness, honesty, and morality into their companies is something that contemporary leaders are able to accomplish with the support of these ideas that have transcended time. So the ideas which has been, given to Arjuna by Shri Krishna, it has, it is, they are not temporary, or they are, it is not that the ideas would be only helpful in those periods. It is still, even today, they are very relevant, and they are relevant to all of us in all the fields of life. So the advice is, the ideas which has been given by Krishna, they teach us how to run a private organization in a better manner. What things the leader or the manager has to keep in mind. Leaders who live their life in accordance with the principles of responsibility, righteousness, and compassion have the power to inspire their teams to achieve success and contribute to the society's overall improvement. See, as we know, it is not only the government sector which has been boosting the economy. Our private organizations also have a very big role to play. So each and every successful company is contributing to the GDP, is contributing to the welfare of the society, to the welfare of the economy. Without having sound economy, a nation cannot last, it cannot sustain, and it cannot have an impact over the world. So it is very important that our private sector also works in a better manner. And for that, we can seek advice from our scriptures. As I told you, that is there in Manusmriti also. And Manusmriti, Manu, the word Manava, that is human being, it came from Manu. And so Manava Dharma Shastra, it's called Manava Dharma Shastra also. And Manusmriti is because it is a Smruti, right? There are Shrutis and Smrutis. So out of this Smrutis, Manusmriti is very important. It teaches us the laws, it teaches us the way of life how to live and lead a life which is, beneficial to all, not only for yourself, but for the society, for the well-being of the world, of the universe rather. One of the ancient Indian texts, Manusmriti, is highly touching attributes and merit, gives a great understanding of transformational and visionary leadership. See, many of us might not be knowing that Manusmriti can also talk about visionary leadership. It can provide us insight in what kind of a leader you must have. It relates the forces of nature with the leadership qualities, which frame the leader as a person with great power and ability of having a profound influence over his followers. A leader, an impactful leader, always, leaves a profound impact on his followers. And that is required also because all the common ordinary human beings, they need a good leader so that they work in a right direction and they do some productive work for the society, for the state, for the nation. So what are the leadership qualities? In Manusmriti, they describe that there are 7 natural forces. Now, what are these? We talk about the 5 elements out of which the whole universe, has its own physical existence. Here we talk about 7 natural forces that lead a person's personality, right? The forces depict the 7 strengths. If I have what we say air quality in me, what kind of personality or what kind of personal traits I could have, that is a very big chapter described in this text. There are 7 strengths and qualities which make a leader complete. So all these 7 qualities must have in the leader. The Surya gives quality of hope. The first thing is the sun. The sun, who is the source of power, who is the source of energy, the whole universe, at least the earth, we have all the elements of nature, which depend on the sun. So the quality of the sun is hope, enlightenment, and a balanced approach. The sun is the source to provide the leader hope, enlightenment, and balanced approach. Indra gives charisma. Indra provides you the charisma which is also required in a leader. Ability to satisfy others. Vayu gives quality of life-giving dynamism and pervasiveness. Vayu, which spreads all over the environment. So it also provides you pervasiveness. If your ideas are good, they are also required to be, to reach in each and every corner of the world. Yama shows quality of punishing or rewarding without being biased. So Yama is, the what we can say, the final judge who decides about your life, and he takes your life without having any bias. He does justice to all, whether it is the CM or PM or a president of a nation, or the person is a very poor man. He has no discrimination in his, taking of life. He makes judgment to all without having any bias or prejudice. Agni as a facilitator, and Chandra is a calm personality, and Kuber is a generator of adequate resources and wealth. So all these 7 natural forces provide all these qualities to a leader so that the leader can lead his followers in a right manner, and he can lead the organization to prosperity and success. All of these, as stated by Indian mythology, are signs and symbols of true leaders. All these qualities, all these, what we say, attributes are required in a leader, and these qualities are provided to the leader by the natural sources. Yudhishthira, we studied yesterday only how Yudhishthira has been advised by Bhishma Pitamaha, how he has been given the advice regarding the duties of a king, duties of a king in apad dharma, that is in a critical times, in emergency. What are the duties of a king? All these advices have been provided by Bhishma Pitama from his deathbed to the Yudhishthir, so that Yudhishthir leave the idea of going to the forest and renouncing his life, and he becomes an ideal king who can take care of his subject, he can prosper his state, and people can live happily under his rule. So there are four categories. Yudhishthira has categorized dharma in four categories, and which are important to study the definition of dharma. See, when we study these four things, we understand the dharma in a better manner. Firstly, pravrutti dharma. The name itself says that it means your conduct, your activity, your behavior to others. And then second is nivrutti dharma. That means discipline with reference to self. You are taking nivrutti, you are, what we can say, narrow down your activities and come to yourself. Think about yourself, think about your internal world, think about your thoughts. You become introvert. That is nivrutti dharma. Because after all, once you have done all your household work and you have sustained your life up to 50 years, you have to do something for the society, as well as you have to think about about what we can say, exaltation of yourself, of your soul. So pravritti dharma refers to worldly activities to gain materialistic pleasures, and nivritti dharma refers to self-control to realize God. See, and that is why when you are under nivritti, we are following nivritti dharma, you consider your own, emotions and senses and try to control them, so that you can realize God, you can find out the final truth. Third type of dharma is Sanatan Dharma, which acts out of self-realization. Sanatan Dharma is, it's a very, what we can say, very large and, very vast definition or vast understanding is required to understand Sanatan Dharma. It's not like any religion. Hinduism is a way of life. It is not a kind of religion which other Semitic religions are. It is related to the universe. It is, very much concerned with the nature and the physicalities of the nature and the philosophy behind this whole sustenance of the universe, right? And Varnashram Dharma. The fourth thing is Varnashram Dharma, which is the action according to internal disposition, as I perhaps talked about it yesterday, that Varna Ashram, that is not similar to casteism or caste system, because caste system is based on the birth, right? And Varnashram is not based on by birth. It is based on the occupation, on the internal disposition, what qualities and what skills I possess. On the basis of this, I will decide what I should do, right? Even if I am born in a Shudra family, but I can be a teacher. If I am doing the duties of a teacher, I will be called a Brahmana, because I am doing the task of Brahmana. So that was the concept of Varnashram Dharma. And it was based on guna or karma. Whatever qualities I have and whatever karma, whatever activities I do, that decided my varna. Or due to desha kala nimitta. Now, this is very important. Desha kala nimitta of a situation. If I am, I am facing a situation which requires a definite kind of dharma. Let me tell you a very short story. I remembered right now. It was in, I think, first year of English compulsory textbook, that a boy is, taking part in a sport activity in the school. There was a competition. He was going to the school on his bicycle. On the way, he saw that an old man was lying in a ditch, right? He was unable to, stand and come out from that ditch. Now, that boy put his cycle aside. He went to help him, and he tried very hard to bring that person out of the ditch. Now this took time, and when he reached the school, that the competition was over. But see, this small boy was able to decide what was his dharma. He understood that in this situation, in this Deshakala Nimitta, I am the Nimitta, I am the cause, I am the person who can help him. There was nobody else. So this is my dharma, this is my duty to help that old person to come out of the ditch. And even if I lose my competition, even if I lose a chance to be a winner in the competition, this is my dharma, and this is my right karma to do at this time. So this is Swadharma. This is called a Swadharma of a person. The Swadharma, he can be, varied in a very different situation, in a very different place. Desha means the place is different, the Kala, the time is different, and the Nimitta is different. Then a person's Dharma can vary, and he has to decide about it. And this is the knowledge, this is the wisdom which we require, which we get from our scriptures. Yesterday also we talked about apadharma, and here for a manager or for a CEO of the organization, a leader, decision making in critical times is very important. And as we know, all the companies, at some or other time, they face many problems. Like even Amitabh Bachchan's company, ABCL, also had some, difficult times. So in those times, how you take decisions and how you give confidence to yourself is very important. And this quality, this decision-making strength is required in the leaders. So while taking about Swadharma, one cannot forget Apat. Apad is critical times. Apadan, which is an emergency action. And there you don't get much time. You don't get advices from others. You cannot consult many people. And this can happen to any, even if it is a company which is handling with the medical science or medical, what we can say, emergency services. There also, if the doctor is the leader, if it very few, seconds to take a decision, it is his own resourcefulness which helps him. It is his own confidence. It is his own decision-making power that helps him in critical times. Because in a very short span of period, you have to take the decision. And there, all these qualities of a leader are there to help him. So success and fulfillment in life depends upon one's own ability. We can have the example of the pilot who was flying that uh, Air India plane which crashed, a few days ago. So there was no time. What he can do, he did whatever he could do, but still the crisis was very, very severe, and he could not come out of that. So success and fulfillment in life depends upon one's own ability to integrate the levels of dharma. How you can decide when you have enough knowledge regarding what is your dharma in this, very moment of critical time. And that helps you in decision making. Dharma in thought and their daily conduct. This decides, when you make each and every moment, when you think about your dharma, whether whatever action I am doing, is it right? Is it, dharma is a dutiful thing which you are doing. Is it right or not? Is it good for others or not? Am I harming somebody or not? These are the questions. If you constantly ask yourself, you would come to know what is your dharma. So managers are also required to ask themselves whether whatever decision am I taking, is it good for the company? Is it good for the organization? Or is it good for the employees of the organization? Managers have to deal with different situations and people at the same time. Going for the right conduct, that is following the dharma. What is the right conduct for the manager? It is his dharma. It is his dharma to see to it whether all the employees are benefited by his action, and the company itself is also benefited by his action, and nobody is, harmed by his action. So this is the thing, this is the insight, this is the vision that manager must have. So this is the analysis of the situation, and he decides for the good of everyone and the organization. As I told you, it is his chief concern to think about the employees as well as to think about the organization, and his decisions must not be harmful to any of them. Now, while doing this decision making, right, the first thing is, the first and foremost thing which is very much important is the justice. A manager or a leader or a CEO of the company or a king, anybody who is in the top position, he is or he must be a judicious person. He must know what is justice. He has to remain fair to everyone in any situation. So nyaya yukta arambha dharma, your dharma, your duty, it starts with nyaya. It starts with your judiciary action. So you have to provide justice to all without any discrimination. This means any undertaking based on justice and fairness. We can see that nowadays, if you talk about Bollywood, then people talk about, nepotism, right? Nepotism is there in politics also. Even if you are a leader, you favor somebody who is not a deserving person. So this is not all judicious action which has been taken by the leaders. Okay. So a leader should always be, you know, unpartial to everybody. Dharma in Mahabharata suggests that good conduct is justice. Your conduct should be just, and that is the beginning of your success. Leaders should be fair with deciding and judging situations and people. He should be able to judge the situation in such a particular situation, what kind of decision he should take and whom he should favor, without having any discrimination, without having any bias of caste, religion, and other things. He have to take a decision in favor of the deserving person who has the qualities, who knows the work, who has the skills. Only that person should be given a chance to work, or he should be recruited, or he should be selected. So this is the judgment, this is the justice which has been, which has to be provided by the leader of the organization or the king. Managers should see both the sides of the coin to make his decisions and be judicious to his subordinates. Whenever he has to take a decision regarding his subordinates, his employees, or his colleagues, he has to take into consideration both the sides. Sometimes what happens, if there is a complaint from a single employee regarding his next, what we can say, boss, then a leader or the manager cannot take decisions after listening only one side. He has to listen to both the sides, and then he has to take decision as per his discretion power. He must have the discretion power also to decide whether what is good, what is right, and what is wrong, who is true and who is wrong. Being biased is not the correct way to be on the top. A person who is sitting at the top cannot be a biased person, because bias may lead you to wrong decisions. It should be just and treat all equally. Equality is the major thing which is required in a leadership. A leader cannot be partial. A leader cannot favor anybody without, any kind of what you can say partiality. He cannot do. Second important thing is, do not harm others while taking your decisions. When you are establishing one factory in a very remote area, in a rural area, near the forest, you have to see to it that you are not harming any living beings, not only human beings, but living beings and the environment. Adrohena eva bhutanam. And this is what is happening right now all around us, in forests, near villages, on highways. You can see so many factories and so many industrial units have been established. and that harms the environment, that harms the ecology, that imbalance the ecology, and many of trees have been cut. So this is what we are doing, and this should not be done. It is said in our scriptures. This means any undertaking should not be injurious to other beings. Dharma in Mahabharata suggests that in today's world, management has to take consideration of all aspects of natural law in business. Even if we are doing business, and business is always, aim to make money, you make money, but do not harm anyone. Anyone is human being as well as living beings as well as the environment. Now, in this condition, top management strives to earn maximum profit, but doing this without thinking that their decision may harm others, and this will not be good in the long run. This is to be considered by the leaders. Whatever decisions you take at the top level, they should not be harmful to others. For example, some pharmaceutical companies using harmful drugs for more profit end up having worst results in their own families. If you can remember, some of the films have this kind of stories, that a person who is working in some pharmaceutical company and or is the owner of the pharmaceutical companies, and they use harmful ingredients in the medicines, and after some time, they realize that the victims of these include their own family members. So, if you aim to earn money with making harm to the society, it will end up, in tragedy for your own self. This can happen. So, do not harm anybody. Third important thing, what is dharma for the manager, for the leaders, for the organizational authorities? Not that parasya sandadhyat pratikulam yadatmanaha esha sankshepato dharma. In nutshell, what is dharma? Dharma means do not do something which does not pleases you. Right? If you don't like that somebody may, insult you, or somebody may misbehave with you, then you also cannot insult anybody, or you cannot, misbehave with anybody. So kind of behavior which you do not expect from others, do not behave to others in the same manner. Although you are in a higher position, if you insult your peon, he is not going to say anything. But that is not expected from the leader of the organization. If you expect respect, respect others. For working to satisfy customers and other stakeholders, managers leave no stone unturned. They do everything. But if you insult or hurt your inferiors, they would not like it. You are their boss. However, this doesn't allow you to do anything which is unpleasant or unwilling for them. This would reduce the performance rate and loyalty and even popularity and respect. The people who cannot speak, who cannot raise their voice, they cannot say that whatever you have done to me is wrong. They cannot say this, but these will have their repercussions. They will not work for you with that much of willingness. They will not remain loyal to you, right? And they will not respect you inside their hearts, right? You will lose your respect if you do not respect them. Fourth important thing is dharma yatha shakti krutaha, sorry. That means whatever capabilities and strength and skills you have, you do your work accordingly. That means action should not be in contrast with the knowledge and power or capacity. Sometimes what happens that you have much more capability, but you don't work according to that. You don't use your skills. So do not do that. Whatever power, whatever soft power, whatever knowledge and skills you have, you do your work accordingly. You finish your task with that using those skills. It gives a message to the managers that they should do as per their training and skills. They should apply their mind while practically working in the field. They have to recollect the theoretical knowledge and internship period. I've seen that people, after getting their degrees, master degrees, or even PhDs, they forget everything. And whenever they have to work, take for example any engineers, they do not follow those rules and regulations and norms and practices which they are supposed to adopt while doing that task on the field. And what we see is the result. The bridges are falling, many buildings are collapsing. So this is the result of not using their skills and knowledge properly. The experiences during these times give them power to judge, decide, and make goals, strategize, and they frame their behavior. If you do your work properly with using your knowledge, right, that will make you successful. That will, help you in making successful strategies, and after all your company will do a good work. Their knowledge is the soft power that form attitudes, which in turn becomes a value-based system in the organization. Like we can take example of Tata's. They are not only doing business. Air India is an unfortunate thing for Tata also, but there are so many examples where you can find that Tata is not only making money, he is thinking about the society. He is, doing some social service also. And it is the best example what Ratan Tata had provided to us. I think I forgot to make a slideshow. Yes. So next thing is Veda Pratyaksha Karma Pramanam Tatreyam Yadi Jignasa na Kartavyam Dharmasya Parikartana. It means that there are three sources of dharma which enables its better understanding, that are scriptures, direct experience, and conduct of good people. Three things. One, you must have the knowledge of scriptures. Second thing is direct experience, pratyaksha anubhav, that teaches you many things, that teaches you what you should do. And third thing is conduct of good people. Third thing is conduct of ideal people. As I told you, like Ratan Tata, you can take examples, you can watch their deeds, and you can learn from that. Another thing is ahimsa, satyam, akrodha, danam, etat chatushtayam. Earlier we talked about three things to learn dharma. What are the sources of dharma? And here there is a chatushtayam. There are four major components of eternal dharma, which are non-violence, truth, non-anger, and charity. Right? You will be doing the best work. You will be on the right path if you follow these four components. The first one is ahimsa. Don't, become violent to any human being or living being or anybody. Second one, follow truth. Right? Whatever you do, you should be confident enough that I am doing this in a right manner with truthfulness. Non-anger. You cannot be angry with anybody. You have no right to be angry, because after all, anger is also a kind of violence. Wrong words or insulting words are also a kind of violence. And charity. Do some charity. Ratan Tata has done so much charity. See, I have taken one example just to understand the things. It is not that I'm just praising Tata for any other reason, right? The scriptures and good conduct of good people focuses on rewards and not punishment for making someone realize their mistakes. See, it is not the punishment is not the only way to realize people that they have done mistake. I will give you a small example of Devi Ahilyabai Holkar. She was a queen of right now Madhya Pradesh, and it was a Holkar Samrajya. Her capital was Indore and later Maheshwar. And there were bills in the forest. There were bills who were looting and doing violence to the traders and pilgrims. So she appointed some person to bring them and to what we can say solve the problem. She asked them, "What is your problem?" They said, "We do not have any source of income. and that is why we loot them. Now they expected that the queen Ahilyabai will either send them to the jail in the prison, or she will punish themselves. Now instead of punishing these bill leaders, she gave them, what we can say, allowance to collect taxes. She gave them the source of income. You go to your places, I am creating some check posts for you. You can take tax from the pilgrims as well as the traders, and you have to provide them protection. So this way, the queen, the leader, they do not have to always punish the people for their mistakes, but they have to encourage them. They have to provide them resources so that they will not make any mischiefs. Charity and self-control. Danena sadrusham dharma, nanyam lokeshu sushruma. So nowadays, government has made some, you must be knowing CSR. CSR is corporate social responsibility. Companies have been given some responsibility of the society. So they have to donate to some society, some NGOs, and they have to help the people. There is no righteousness in the world equal to charity. The best thing is donate for the poor, donate for the people who need some kind of help. Or there is no dharma other than self-control. Second thing is self-control. Lokeshu Shushram. Because no one can succeed without having control over his own senses and self, right? If I do not have control over myself, I go on eating or I go on sleeping without having any kind of discipline in my life, I am never going to be a successful person in my life. So for doing the task in a proper manner, I need discipline, I need control over myself. So this is the third. Coming from the ancient India, the message of being subtle and calm composed manager will go an extra mile to make him more effective and better decision maker. So all these things which have been told, as I told you thousands of years ago, that teaches the manager, even the common man for a success in his life, all these lessons, all these sutras can be helpful. So donate for others and have a control over yourself. Be truthful to your words. Once I speak something and if I do something, contradictory to it, people will not trust me. This is the gist of this sutra. Sarvesham yah surutam nityam sarvesham cha hiterata manasa karmana vacha nacha kakshit patakam. This is from Mahabharat's Udyog Parva. This means being friendly to all. See, I do not have any right to make enemies. All people, because all have their Atman, and all the Atma, all the souls are a part of Paramatma, that is the super consciousness. This is the basic philosophy of Indian thought. Nobody, not a single person, not a single living being on this earth, it can be an enemy to us, because all of them, all the things which are living beings and non-living beings too, they are a part of super consciousness, they are a part of Brahman. So there can be no enemy to me. So being friendly to all and everyone who are engaged together, working for good in terms of words. Whenever you are working in your company, there can be no enemy. Even if there is a rival, the rival who is competing with you, even other companies also can be rivals, they can be competitors, but there can be no enemies. So you have to establish a friendly, amicable relations with other companies, with your colleagues and with your competitors. So in terms of your words, deeds and thoughts, manasa vacha karma, whatever thoughts I have, I should work accordingly. I should, act accordingly, and I should speak the same thing. What happens in some of the cases of the leaders, they speak something, they think something, they speak something else, and they do something else. So this kind of people, this kind of personalities, although they are in the authority, although they are having their very high positions, they lose confidence, they lose trust of the people, right? So if you have this manasa vacha karmana, if you are doing, if you are speaking what you think, and if you are doing what you speak, then people will respect you. It suggests that managers and leaders should maintain friendship with their subordinates to build a cordial relationship with each other or with one another. And love and respect is the key to success. Yat bhuta hitam atyantam tat satyam brevihyam. Meaning that always truth should be said. Whatever I speak should be the truth only. And it should be promoted. It is most important to take care of the well-being of the truth in speech. I should always check whether whatever I speak is it true, or whether I believe in it or not. If I don't believe, don't speak those words. Deceiving people or the stakeholders for the self-growth looks beneficial in the short term. Many companies do this. They speak unto in the advertisement, they claim, they make claims which are not right, which are not true. But in short time, when people go to the consumer courts and when they make some claims or will make, legal notices and all that legal things go on, and then the final truth comes out, then the company has to lose, right? So always speak the truth, be truthful. But for the long run, it brings discomfort, stress, anger, and lastly affects goodwill, and relations do not last. In business also, you have to speak the truth. You have to be honest to your stakeholders, to your customers. And in the long run, if you speak the truth, your business, your company will last long. Okay. Things the king or the leader should avoid. What are the things which the leader or the manager of the company or the CEO of the organization has to avoid? It should remain, away from all those events. Stay away from drunken, lazy, and careless people. This is all told for the king also, right? So same thing, when you are in a very responsible position, you cannot keep the company of worthless people. Even if they come near and try to serve you. See, when you are in a higher position, people will come to you. They would like to talk to you. They will, like your company. But you have to check whether he is a deserving person or not. You should completely avoid their services also. People will come and give you, gifts. They will give you a car. They will give you a bungalow. They will give you something which should not be, accepted by you. The king or the leader or the manager should stay safe from controlled ministers. Controlled ministers, that means his own ministers, because there are risks. They may misguide you. We know that Rajiv Gandhi was, he was killed. And it is said that because of his own advisors who were not advising him properly, that mishap had occurred. So beware of your own ministers also, because they also might be playing some games. Unknown women, don't talk to women, or don't, keep the company of unknown women. Don't even look at them. High and low inaccessible mountains. Don't go on high and low inaccessible mountains, because there are risks. There might be, you may not have any enemy, but there might be so many enemies, there might be so many rivals, there might be so many people who might be envying you and they make some mischief to you. So don't go to the mountains. You can say even on the seashore also. Elephants, horses, and snakes, they can also harm you. Yeah. The king should completely abandon night walks, miserliness, pride, arrogance, and anger, and insulting others. Whatever the king is advised, the same thing is applicable to the managers for better management, for the safety and protection of his organization, as well as his own self. He should abandon night walks. He cannot go alone without security. Miserliness, and pride. He cannot be arrogant, or he should not be very much angry with. He should not be short tempered, and he should not insult others. You can have other tactics to deal with the people. त्यजेत कुलार्थे पुरुषम ग्रामास्यार्थे कुलम त्यजेत ग्रामम जनपदार्थे आत्मार्थे पृथ्वीम त्यजेत. This is a shloka from Adi Parva. In brief, this verse conveys the spirit of sacrifice. Whenever you are required to renounce your family, spirit of sacrifice, when you should sacrifice, it suggests that we should rise above our selfishness. I should renounce, I should give away my selfishness and be ready to sacrifice for my own family, for my own village, for my community, and in higher stages for my state and for my country, and ultimately for my own, what we can say, betterment of my soul. For moksha, I have to leave my soul, I have to sacrifice my soul also, or my body also. So this is the shloka which teaches you that as a leader, when you have to decide what things you have to sacrifice for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of your organization. Meaning, sacrificing is the best way to live longer. Sacrificing a little today will be of great help for the tomorrow. Today you sacrifice something, people have respect, and it is possible that everything may come back to you because you have sacrificed. There are so many stories coming to my mind, but right now we don't have time. So it denotes that sacrifice does not mean leaving anything, but means to utilize the resources optimally. If you leave the small thing, you will get the better results. So this way, you can sacrifice and you can earn something for the success of your organization. Loko rakshati swatmanam pashya swarthasya sarata. Meaning people promote their interests first. Even if you sacrifice for betterment of the society, for the betterment of the community, of the nation, of your organization, still you have to take care of your own interests first. Sometimes people sacrifice, but here you are concerned with the interest of your company, of yourself, and therefore one should realize the importance of self-interest. Your self-interest is also very important, right? While you are working for your organization and for the betterment of your for other organizations, if you have some technology, if you have some skills, you can give it to others, but first think of your own organization and then donate it to others. Mahabharata tells that one should protect self-identity before protecting anyone else, and that is why companies make patents. If you have your own knowledge, if you have your soft power, you go for patents. You have copyrights, and these copyrights, patents, and your specific skills and expertise, they make your identity in the market, right? And you make your specific unique identity, and that gives the name and fame to your company. So that is also required, that you see to it that your own self-interest are not having been sacrificed. This holds true for managers in today's world. They should strive hard to maintain their identity in this competitive world. Otherwise, they may get forgotten. They may um, disappear from the market, disappear from the whole scene. Dharma suggests measures to adopt a correct code of conduct while making a decision to resolve any conflict. Dharma alone is the way to create wealth, happiness, good health, pleasures, and comfort. So while making business, while promoting your products in the competitive world, you have to keep all these fundas of dharma, which will help you create more and more wealth. Your prosperity, the company will prosper, and employees will be happy when the company will prosper. Even stakeholders and shareholders will also be happy. Good health, pleasures, and comfort. So whenever you think about the happiness of the companies nowadays, many companies, they provide, facilities of sports like Google and many other companies. They think about the employees in a very, different manner. Now there is a paradigm shift. Earlier it was exploitation, but nowadays the corporate companies, they provide all kind of facilities. They give them leaves for the travels and so many things, so that the employees, if the employee is happy, if he is healthy, he will work more and more for the corporate sector, and the company will prosper. So this is the consideration which is helping. So this is also a dharma for the manager, that he sees to it that all the employees are good. He has to take care of their well-being, and he has to make them happy so that company can prosper. To sustain in corporate world, you have to create uniqueness, and all these aspects, humanitarian aspects, good behavior, consideration of the smallest employee will give the company a kind of uniqueness and name and fame. Vidurniti. There are 5 gems of Mahabharata, and out of this, one Vidurniti is one of them. It is the conversation between Vidura and Dhritarashtra. As yesterday, we talked about Apadharma. It was a conversation between Yudhishthira and Bhishma Pitama. Here it is Vidura and Dhritarashtra. And Vidura advises Dhritarashtra about best practices in managing worldly affairs and preparing for the afterlife. How you can do good deeds on this earth and you can get a good life after death. Mahabharata offers valuable lessons in international diplomacy as well as in management of public finance. In today's modern management, where ethical judgments and importance of recognizing the ethical dimension is talked about, Mahabharata gives excellent analogies to identify the ethical boundaries. Vidura says to Dhritarashtra what you should do, in what manner you should do, so that you are not transgressing the ethical boundaries. And when you are not transgressing ethical boundaries, you will definitely get a heaven, right? So Vidurniti explains codes of conduct and how one should act in different situations. He shows the right path. His teachings were aimed at kings, ordinary citizens, as well as at ascetics in a kingdom. However, in today's time, they are equally applicable to managers, leaders, and CEOs of the organizations. A king should act responsibly, otherwise the wealth of the kingdom should be exhausted in no time. Right? This is the truth for all. If you don't take decisions using your discretion, using your wisdom, your kingdom, your organization, your company may lose everything. It can go down, it can collapse. Comparing our body as a chariot. See, Vidur makes one comparison, one analogy, that take your body as a chariot, a rath. One should calmly control the horses of the senses. The rath, the chariot, is run with the help of the horses. So your body also runs with the help of your senses, 5 senses. And if you don't have a control over your senses, if you behave in a, what we can say, extravagant manner, if you do whatever your senses says, as I told you, if I go on eating, if I go on drinking, then it is going to harm myself, my body. Otherwise, uncontrolled senses will lead to destruction, like uncontrolled horses. Nowadays, people have heart attacks at very young age, cancers at very young age, because we are, behaving in an indiscriminate manner. As dry wood would burn wet wood, when a wood is burning, with the dry wood, the wet wood will also burn. So an innocent man should stay away from sinners. Otherwise, he will be punished in the same way as a sinner. Again, it is earlier also told that a person in the authority, he cannot have the company of unworthy people, right? So he has to keep away from them. This is Vidurniti. Qualities of the successful leader. Ancient Indian thinkers gave a lot of importance to leaders and leadership. A bad leader means not merely a single bad person. A bad leader may affect his followers, which might be in thousands of numbers. A king should wish for the prosperity of all and should never set his heart on the misery of his subjects. He cannot afford to look at the misery of his subjects. He cannot make his subjects miserable. He has to work for that. He has to be industrious for that. A king should look after the people who have fallen into adversity and who are in distress. Here, if a manager of a production unit is there, and if some of the employees have been injured in the factory while working, he has to take care of their health. He has to give them physical support, medical support, as well as economic support, so that they may come out of their misery and they may start working again. So all these responsibilities lie with the manager or the leader of the corporate sector. A king should show kindness to all creatures. We have talked about he should be kind enough to all the employees, all the subjects, all the colleagues and co-workers. A king should never impede the growth and development of agriculture and economic activity in his kingdom. This, when we talk about a king, it is the agriculture or other economic activity in his kingdom. But when we are talking about a leader or the manager of the company, he has to help, he has to, what we can say, offer his helping hand to his colleagues who are prospering, who are doing good, who are even, it can happen that they may be smarter than himself, but he has to let them grow. He has to help them. He has to encourage them. He has to appreciate their achievements so that company finally prospers. A king should always act for what is the good of all his subjects. The same manner, a manager has to act for whatever is good for all his employees and inferiors. Duties and responsibility of the author. I think it again remains the same thing which is applicable to king. He cannot be, lustful or angry, and he should bestow wealth upon proper recipients, and who is not discriminative, learned, and active, and he is regarded as an authority by all men. When he is not discriminating, he keeps all the people equal. He bestows, wealth and awards to the worthy persons. The king will be loved by all. A king who desires the highest success in all matters connected with the worldly profit should, from the very beginning, practice virtue. From the very beginning, he has to be, truthful. He should be virtuous. He should be donating the people who require some kind of help. Prosperity takes its birth in good deeds. If the owner of the company or the leader of the company or the manager, he does some good deeds, if he donates, then prosperity is bound to come. Vidura, the learned minister of King Dhritarashtra, has explained the most important qualities of a leader and best administrator. Vidura prescribes the following values. There are some values, all right, and he should avoid, again, the friendship of the sinful. I think this is again repetition. Misuse of the wealth, harshness of speech, extreme severity of punishment will ruin even firmly established monarch and firmly established company. Evil-minded kings, due to lack of sense control, are destroyed by lust for expanding their territory. Merely expansion of the company or the territory can ruin the king or the owner of the company. He should, have some kind of discretion how much expansion can be or must be done. It should not be at the stake of the stakeholder. A king's prosperity built on mere crookedness is destined to be destroyed. So prosperity out of crookedness, out of cruelty, it is going to be destroyed. You can never afford to be cruel or what we can say hard or harsh to your employees. It is bound to be destroyed. It is bound to collapse your business. So this is conclusion. Management philosophy have created prosperity and opportunities for individuals, but has failed to fulfill the aim of betterment of individual life and social welfare. So far, it had been seen that the companies, the corporate sector was not thinking about the social welfare. But as I told you now, CSR is there, and that is meant for the welfare of the people. Hence, there is utter need to revive management principles. There should be a paradigm shift so that even corporate sector do not think only about the money making business, but they think about the social welfare. They help people. They try to exalt the life of the common people. In Upanishad and in Gita, Krishna also says the same thing. There should be the re-examination of the objective scope and the needs of the companies and managers. This can embark the way of management employees who can effectively and efficiently handle competition. As I told you, many corporate sector companies have started taking, all these advices and insight for the humanitarian approach to the employees. The teaching of Bhagavad Gita, which is considered as a manual for leading quality life, will surely prove to be a pathfinder and game changer for the future course of management in organizations. So these are the references which I have provided to you, and this will be helpful to you in further study for the management concepts and corporate sector and the guidance from our scriptures. So thank you all participants, and thank you Gokul Global University and the Nucleus of Learning. And thank you all participants. I am very much happy to have interaction with you. I think there must be some time left for a kind of interaction, for a kind of QA session. So if there is any question from your side, we can take it up.
Pranams and thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Pranams and thank you, madam, for a wonderful, actually insightful and wonderful, actually session actually you have given. These are the things actually today, unfortunately, actually the so many people believe that younger generations believe that all these are from actually Western scholars, whatnot, everything. Even before them, actually we have this corporate ethics, whatnot, everything, and a lots of information is available in ancient India about corporate institutions and their practices, of course, Sreni Dharma, like that, whatever. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, madam. And
thank you,
for
sir.
organizers also, madam. Pranams.
Thank you. Any question if we have? There is no guarantee that I would be able to answer, but at least we can have some ideas from yourself.
We see hand raised by Gayatri. Do you have something or is it by mistake?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. This is
Yes.
Gayatri from Chennai. I am working as
Yes.
an assistant professor in the Department of English in an Arts and Science College in Chennai. I have posted a message in the chat box. I would like to know any other books for references for human values and professional ethics, because we have to plan for a curriculum based on the subject. These
Yes.
sessions are very, very helpful, but
Yes.
we need to have some reference text for references. Can you suggest some textbooks?
Yeah, actually, I have suggested some of the articles which are available.
Okay.
I have given the websites also at the end of my presentation. You
Yeah.
can see them and you can search them also. If you type
Okay.
this subject, and there is one website called internet.archives, and there are
Okay.
so many books, original Sanskrit and translated into English also. If you are not very comfortable with Sanskrit, you can go for English translations
Yeah. Sure.
and you can form your syllabus.
Sure. What is the name of the website?
Internet.archives.
Okay. Yeah.
All the
Sure.
original Sanskrit scriptures are available there. And as I
Okay.
told you, many of them have been translated into English. So you can
Okay.
use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Very informative
Thank you.
session. Thank you.
Thank you. All
Yes.
the best.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Gayatri. We have Nagendra raising hand. Would you please unmute them now?
Sorry, Bhavinji, are you speaking?
Ma'am, has UGC has recommended any kind of model syllabus for IKS?
For that, you can go to IKS division website.
No, they don't have a syllabus which need to be taught to
No,
the.
syllabus is to be prepared by each and every university.
Okay,
So many universities have started, designing syllabus by forming a committee.
okay.
Yeah, and many have of the universities have started certificate courses, diploma courses, and some of them have started prescribing some, basic syllabus of IKS
Okay,
at some level, at
okay.
graduation and post graduation.
And second
Yes.
thing, ma'am, would we get all these presentations after the FTP completes? Because there are something which we skip because of the network issue or some other issue. So
Yeah.
if
Bhavin,
we
we
can have
understand
this,
this, but then, yeah, Bhavin, we understand this, but presentation is a copyright of resource person. But what we have done for this is we have recorded sessions. So sessions would be uploaded on YouTube, so you can access sessions whenever you wish to.
Okay.
Second thing, Bhavin, just to add what ma'am suggested, many of the central universities and state universities have introduced foundation level IKS for first and second year or first and second semester UG students, and those syllabuses are easily accessible on internet. So
correct,
they have
correct.
uploaded it on their respective websites. So if you search it on Google, Google search engine will help you to fetch them.
Sir, will we get the YouTube links what you have been mentioned just before after the course completes?
Yes. You
Okay,
can subscribe to Nucleus page on
okay,
YouTube.
fine.
Earlier, activities on IKS have those which you opted are also available. So if I'm not
Okay,
wrong, there are around 21 or 22 recorded lectures already available on IKS.
sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, Anupama ji
Anuji, you
is.
have raised hand. Yeah.
Yes,
So
good
Anuji, we
evening,
take
everyone.
this as last question.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Ma'am, two things. Ma'am, if we have IKS level PhD to be doing, if we are interested, have you come across any university which is offering it? And have you come across any students who are doing under you?
Yes. There are so many universities offering PhD in IKS.
Any few to name, ma'am, in Bangalore?
Baba Sahib Ambedkar University, Ahmedabad Center, they are offering PhD in IKS. I
Uh-huh.
think, yeah, even MS University is offering PhD in IKS. There is one Atmiya University which is offering PhD in IKS. And you
Hmm.
can go to the websites of the universities and find out,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And second thing, ma'am, like as you mentioned, I also teach for management, especially organization behavior, where leadership styles or leadership traits is one of the major chapters. And as you said, we have come across autocratic dogmatism and all the Western management things that are there has approved this kind of leaderships. And when it comes to ethics, leadership is a separate chapter and ethics in business is a separate chapter. And after listening to your session, we feel that ethics is a part of leader and it cannot be separated. And
Yes.
the basic of this ethics and all of this is applicable only when it comes in form of law, ma'am. So are there any work that is happening where these principles of IKS, where it applies to labor laws or the organizational laws, are there any works being done where this is being intervened and or brought into a law? Is any work being happening there, ma'am?
Yeah, there must be. People might have worked on this.
Hmm.
Again, it is a matter which requires some kind of research. You can find
Hmm.
out. You go to the websites which are providing some such details where PhDs have been done. or some kind of research has been done, some projects have been taken
Hmm.
on such work, that is IKS and labor laws, and the wisdom of IKS. I
Hmm.
think there must be some conferences and even seminars also done
Oh.
on the subjects. Yeah. Now a lot of things have been, going on
Hmm. Hmm.
in the academia.
Hmm.
So you can go on searching and you will find some documents or some kind of
Yes.
references where you can find out the things. But research is going on now in IKS. IKS has got momentum. And if
Hmm.
you are interested in research, you can go to the IKS website, IKS with division's website, where
Huh.
you may find an opportunity to get a grant and follow some kind of research. They invite research projects every year, I think twice in
Oh.
year, in January as well as in June. And
Okay.
many people apply.
Hmm.
Many of them are rejected. But if your research
Hmm.
topic is very strictly,
Hmm.
covering IKS areas,
Hmm.
then they might give you a chance. So your proposal should be very much concrete
Okay.
and based on IKS, then you may get a chance.
What's the website name, ma'am?
It is IKS division.
I guess.
Just UGC पे जाके IKS division type करो, you will get the name of the website,
Okay, okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
right?
one by one, your sessions are really great. You're covering so many dimensions, and we have been an Indian means, like we didn't have a good opinion about our past, ma'am, and it's really changing our view.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for you and also the organizers.
So
It's a
yesterday only
great,
sir said
wonderful
कि we have to
session.
decolonize ourselves and we
Yeah.
have to, reopen our past and learn so many
Yes,
things from the past.
yes, yes.
Actually, this is the treasure which had been dug into inside the ground, and now it
Yes,
is the opportunity IK has given us.
yes,
The
ma'am.
particularly NEP 2020 has given us this
Yes.
opportunity to get the true knowledge,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. And also the responsibility is on our
It is
educationalists like
our
us
responsibility
because
because still,
we have to
the
set the light.
so-called
Yeah.
intellectuals
Yes,
and
ma'am.
academia, they
Mm.
believe that IKS is merely the glorification of the
Yeah.
past. It is
Hmm.
not glorification. It is
Yes.
not chapterization.
Mm.
India was really great, and our seers were scientists, and they had the knowledge of all the spheres.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we have to learn these things, and we have to tell the whole world that
Yes,
this was
ma'am.
India, and this is India, rather.
Ma'am, now also they speak about sustainability. When it comes to sustainability, they say world is like a village, it's a global village, and the Indian knowledge system always speaks about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and anything they say is around sustainability. And I think IKS completely is built on sustainability, like how you protect
Yes,
the
yes,
one
yes.
generation,
Not only
that
I guess the
generation will
whole
protect.
way of life of India
Huh.
is based on sustainability, and
That
there
they
is a
painted
very,
it
very
as
great
spiritual, religious.
great
Huh.
concern regarding
Yes,
environment,
ma'am.
ecology,
Yeah.
biodiversity, and
Yes,
it
and
was,
when you went
it
to the
was
tree, they would
woven.
say,
It was
we are,
woven in our lifestyle.
yes, ma'am. But they painted it as we were like more like tribal,
Yagnas, the best
religious,
example is Yagna.
spiritual. Huh.
Best
Yes, ma'am.
example
Yes,
is
ma'am.
Yagna. I wrote one paper right now, and it is published in an e-book, that is
Hmm.
environment and the concept of sustainability in Vedic literature. So if you start from
Okay.
the Veda, they
Huh.
are explaining the scientific,
Hmm.
approach and the scientific reasons behind the whole rituals, whatever we were
Hmm.
doing, thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
yagna, etc. So they had that much of scientific significance, and
Wonderful.
nothing was without reason. It was not
Yeah.
what other people, British people said
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
believe in superstitions and all
Yes.
of your
Huh.
rituals are unscientific. They are
Yes.
scientific. They
Hmm.
were
They have
thinking
the
about
bad
the ozone
narrative.
layer. Oh, they were
Hmm.
taking care of ozone layers thousands of years
Yes.
ago because they
Yes.
knew that if this is not protected, the life on earth will be perished.
Perished. Yes, true, 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 ma'am. We'll follow that article, ma'am. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I will send it. I will just send the link as soon as
Yes,
I get it. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Anybody
ma'am.
else in the queue?
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
Kusumji. Yes, thank you.
Madam, yes, it is always a pleasure listening to you, and
Thank you.
specifically the work which like Indian knowledge system, and I especially call it Bharatiya Gyan Parampara also, or Bharatiya knowledge system also.
Yes.
So I'm really thankful that as soon as I got the message in the group from Pradyumna sir that Shruti ma'am, Anirao madam is going to have this session, immediately I registered. Really, your sessions are quite enriching for all of us, and thank you so much. There is
My
lots and
pleasure.
lots of things to learn from you, whether your
My
session is
pleasure.
at
My pleasure.
IIT Gandhinagar or any place, or IITE. It is always pleasure listening to you and your videos. Thank you
Thank
so much, ma'am, for
Thank you
enriching our
very much.
knowledge.
Thank you, Pradhuman Singh ji. And thank you all participants. I think
Ma'am.
there is no other question from your side.
Yeah, I think there aren't any more hands
Madam,
raised.
thanks.
Yes.
Madam, with your permission and with the permission of organizers, shall I take 1 minute only, madam?
Yes, yes, please, please. Please.
Nothing, madam. As in the part of this discussion, when Anupama madam has asked some questions, you are saying that some are calling this as glorification. It is not a glorification, madam. Actually, in ancient times, Bharata, not India, our country, Bharat, is the Vishwa Guru, na, madam. By actually,
Yes. No, I don't say it is
not
glorification.
you, madam,
People,
not you, madam.
no,
Somebody are saying that
so-called,
actually, not
so-called
you. No, no, no.
intellectual.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, madam. I'm not saying you are saying. Somebody
yeah, yeah,
criticizing and somebody thinking that is a glorification. It is
yeah, yeah,
not,
yeah.
madam. Actually, our Bharat itself is Prabuddha Bharat. Swami Vivekananda said, glorified India. That's why with our ancient cultures, actually, India was the universal master, madam. Then so
Yes,
many
yes,
so-called some other countries has not opened their eyes with proper history. Just this is my small submission, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you,
yes, yes.
organizers, madam.
Thank you, thank you. And again, IKS will give us a chance to prove that India
Yes,
is a
madam.
Vishwaguru. It is
Yes,
a
madam.
Vishwaguru. Yeah.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Thank you,
Thank you
thank
very
you,
much, madam. And
thank you,
Pradyumna sir also. Thank you, sir.
thank you, thank you. So, can I take leave, sir?
Yes,
Yeah.
madam. Yes, madam.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you,
night, madam. Good
everyone.
night, madam.
With this,
Thank you
we
very
end
much.
the
Thank you
session
all.
here.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.